Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. Sorry, I was mid-stretch and I started anyway. How's everybody doing? Starting a little bit early because I was done my computer stuff and thought, hey, you know what? Let's get going. Now, yeah. How's everybody doing? What do we got going on? I'm going to give everybody a second to do their thing. All right. So we are back in Tarot Land for a bit. I've been working on a few cards. I finished off, let's go over what I've been doing since our last one. I finished our one from last week, the last couple weeks that we've been working on with the hands, and I think it turned out really well. I'm pretty proud of how this one came out. I actually really love the effect. Like I could see this being kind of, I know I said that it's about like the circus itself, but I think with the hands interacting, I could really see this being kind of like a cover page for the book or whatever that goes with the tarot deck. While it represents two specific people in the book, in this situation, it probably could represent quite a few other people. So there's potential to see a lot of this design here. And then after I got started on this one, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you've seen her in my stories. This is the ticket booth. So I've had this like in queue to be like the next card I draw for a long time. I had some really great designs for the actual ticket booth itself and ideas and kind of references that I wanted to use and some Firefly exports and things. And but it kept not really being what I wanted. Like I was initially picturing the outside of the ticket booth, and then but I wanted the hand like handing the ticket out. But I wanted to see kind of the shapes and everything of the ticket booth. But to do that and have the hand coming out, like it would just be too small to know what the hand was doing, especially once you really shrink it down to the card size. And so I kept thinking, and I was like, I really want to do this card. I want to figure out how to do it. And then I was like, let's just switch the perspective. And I was like, what if we did it from the inside? So some of these kind of circuses might have a couple ticket booths. So I'm doing it from the inside, and you can see the hand giving the ticket to our lovely lady here, but then you see a ticket booth in the background so I can do some of that filigree and the stripes and things like that I wanted, and you see the lineup of people waiting for their tickets there. So I'm very excited for this twist of perspective on this. So just kind of another case of just kind of like look at something a little bit differently, twist it a little bit and see how you can do it, because then this had all the elements that I wanted in it, just kind of a different perspective on it. We have Penny in the chat. Welcome to the stream. How are you today? How are things going? So this one's a work in progress. I'm in the kind of like shadow a part of the stage, so I thought, you know what? I think you guys have watched 2 streams of that lately. I'll let you off the hook, and we'll start a new card today. So this one is, Penny says, I'm glad I made it with the time change. Yes, that's why I put it on my story specifically, because I wasn't sure who does it. And especially like I figured you might kind of potentially do it, but like anybody in Europe might not, because I remember the last one in the spring it screwed up everything. Like I missed Uma's streams and Alessandra's streams, all this kind of stuff. So I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you made it. And Antoine's here. Woohoo! Welcome to the stream. Who are you guys? Oh, how are you guys? Sorry, it's been a long day and my eyes are exhausted. I thought you said, who are you guys? I thought you were being sarcastic. How are you guys? We're doing good. We were just talking about how the time change happened. I should be more rested given that I was given the gift of an hour this weekend, but it's been a busy weekend. It was all over the place a couple weeks. Yeah, for sure. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. So we are, I just went over some of the cards that I've been working on, but I'm going to start working on this one, and we'll go back to some of those cards again and share with everybody. So let me get my keyboard out of the way here. Ooh, that was very rattly. So yeah, so I am working on the next tarot card. This is one of our major arcana cards, and yeah, well, maybe not disconnect me. I just want to find out which exactly one she is, because I have 2 or 3 major arcanas on the go, and I don't want to lie to anybody. She's the Strength card. So this is one character that's in kind of adjacent to the circus. So she is a lady who knows the gentleman who's kind of like the backer to the circus, let's say. He doesn't really run it. He runs it, but isn't really running it. It's hard to describe. Anyway, he knows this lovely lady, and she is a seamstress for the circus. So she makes all the costumes for a lot of our main characters and the people and the performers within the circus, and is very prominent, kind of like a motherly figure towards all these characters. And she has a really great element. There's a part where she goes to a ball in the book, and she has this, like, they say it's like a blood red choker on. It has like a kind of almost like a morbid effect to it. So I was like, well, we're putting that in the card because we want it to be really dramatic. So I put it in the card. So we're going to make sure that the red really applies to her. So she's going to be pretty bright, but mostly because like of the red she plays outside of the circus. Actually, do a quick check here. Did I pick her as a color card? I did. Excellent. No, not that. Oh, now I'm going to screw up my whole computer. Okay, there we go. So she's going to be bright red. Like her costume and her stuff. She's got her fancy dress on, but she's still sewing away. But then we have a ballerina kind of in the background. She used to be a prima ballerina. So in her younger days, she was a prima ballerina and a performer. So she knows how these kinds of things work. So this is kind of her like reminiscing on that, kind of getting her whole kind of story like very briefly in one card. So we are going to start inking this. Oh, yeah, I forgot they did this silly business. Okay. So did anybody watch, I know Antoine, you probably weren't going to be watching it, but Penny, did you watch any of Max last week? I normally on a Max week, I like block out my calendar, have my computer running, and I'm just like, don't talk to me. I'm doing Max all week. But Past Me filled my calendar instead, ahead of Max, without thinking. And I got to see very little live, which is very disappointing to me. I did get to see the main keynote, which was mind-blowing, and I really enjoyed it. I've been playing with some of the tools. I was going to do that today, but I figured anybody who was at Max might be a little Firefly boarded out and a few of the other features. So I'm going to be watching the replays this week as much as I can in the next couple weeks. So maybe we can go over some Max stuff like in a few weeks or so. But they have some pretty crazy tools. A lot of AI focus this time. And I'm kind of loving the tools and what they're offering and everything right now, but I really kind of want to look into kind of the rights and what you can and can't use and how you can and can't use them. Just kind of making sure that I'm using these tools ethically. RB's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Hues and tones as well. I love it. So, we're just talking about some of the Max stuff that we saw. So, a lot of really cool AI things that I want to look up. Just kind of things that will facilitate some of the processes that I'm currently trying to work through. Some pretty cool tools that are available to creators. I have a lot of testing to do to figure out for myself, but I have a lot of the videos to catch up on. So give me a few weeks to get caught up, and then maybe we'll play with some of those tools on the live stream. Okay. So, and yeah. So yeah, it was pretty good. If you didn't see all the the streams and everything on Max and you'd like to go back to it, they are all still available. I believe most of them are available for a year, like up until next Max. The only thing is, like, you won't have obviously like the chat or anything to participate in, but that's okay. Although I did find like it a little limiting because I was watching a couple and I was like, oh, I actually wish I could ask a question about this. That would be really good. But that's okay. All right. So what's everybody up to tonight? I've been busy all day. Oh, hang on, people in the hall. Hang on. I don't know how everybody knows the live's on. No one's been in the hall the whole time till I start this. Silly gooses. Anyway. So yeah, I've had a busy day today. I have my I had to like lower the brightness there. I had like a little like vampire glow situation happening. I had to take care of that. So busy day. I have my my products in a few stores here in my local area, and I've just talked with a few people who are at the hospitals nearby, and I have some of my products now in the shops there, in like the gift shops. So they're opening up things so that they can have local artists or vendors or small businesses display their stuff at gift shops, and the people who are running it think that a lot of my coloring supplies, the bookmarks, the coloring books, things like that are going to be really popular in like kind of like the more mental health kind of facilities. So I went and set up one of those today, and I'm going to set the second one up on Thursday. But then this morning the lady messaged me and she said, actually, we've been turning people away for this, but we think you should be in the mental health space. So they put me in a third hospital. So this morning I was scrambling to make sure that I had enough products and enough things to put into the shop, a third shop, which is excellent, so exciting, and then still have enough for my market this weekend. So it's kind of like running around with a chicken with my head cut off today. Good thing I was off today, because I would have been really stressed if I wasn't. But it wasn't as relaxing as I was kind of hoping the Monday off would be. But that's okay. I got a lot done, so hopefully it'll be less stressful throughout the week. Oh, RB's playing with Affinity. Okay. I bought a crossword. Penny says I bought a crossword puzzle book at the gift shop when my dad was in the hospital. They need stuff like that. That's great to hear, because I know they were saying that a lot of people really like to color. Like they were saying, like even just patients who were in there, just like an activity to do. And my stuff in the first shop that I set up today is like right next to a wall of markers and crayons and pencil crayons and things. So I'm really excited, because this time last year I was doing a market. I'll draw and talk. Sorry, guys. I was talking with a lady came up, and her husband came to my booth when my sister and I were at the same market I'm going to next weekend. And they said, your stuff should be in gift shops and things like that at the hospitals, because it's an activity, something to keep people busy, which is amazing. And I was like, yeah. So I was following up all year on it, and then finally they kind of set up the program, and they contacted me, and it's kind of got set up. So I'm trying to come up with a little more like activity type things, like maybe like an I Spy kind of coloring page or something like that for next year to kind of help people out if it goes well. So I'm glad you think so. RB says Affinity is working okay. Just take some adjusting to shortcuts and where everything is. That's cool. You're usually like, I don't like a software. You're like, it's just because I'm not used to it. Penny says, back to the hospitals. It's boring there, and the TV isn't great. The Wi-Fi isn't great. The outlets are spaced far away. Need more coloring activities, analog style. I love that. Okay, so thank you for that feedback, Penny. I'm glad that that's where I've been pushing my stuff, because I think that a lot of that kind of stuff is becoming more and more popular. Like, I find it kind of at my booth. People really love the gnomes. They really like them a lot, but also don't take them home at the same time. So I'm going to try and find an outlet for that. So actually the first outlet for that is my brand new gnome coloring book. So we've got some brand new gnomes, and it's just a little coloring book. It's just little, so you can carry it with you. So I'm kind of trying to do that, so that's something that people can take the gnomes home with them in a little group, and would like them, I think, rather than individually. Maybe people will kind of like the groups, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm just kind of working on all those different things. So I'm glad that the feedback on the coloring is good. Actually, a lot of people have been, again, I was worried I missed the kind of coloring train, that maybe people were over it, but a lot of the people at my booth lately have been like, I'm super into coloring now. It's just kind of that people are getting back to it, which is really amazing. So I'm going to kind of lean into that a little bit. Penny's asking about affinity. What are you using most? And RB's now working on drawing brush to see how that goes. So far, I'm amazed. Excellent. Was this what Dan was streaming about earlier today? Was it affinity that he was streaming about? Or is this just you're both working on this? Works great on the tablet too. Because I think I saw afterwards, I was going to miss the stream, but then I saw afterwards he had something about affinity on it. So that's pretty cool. It's always good to, as much as we like the tools that we like to use, it's good to branch into some new ones just to see what they do, and just in case something happens and your favorite software disappears or something. Which would be awful, but you never know. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Other tappy. There we go. Now the challenge here is to make our lovely lady look a little older, because in this current scenario she is more of a mother, like a grandmothery type figure to these characters. But she's also very spry and very like, we don't mess with Madame Potva. That's not what we do. Oh, we're trying to figure out if or how we can make a brush in affinity fair. That seems to be always kind of a sticking point for some people. It's like, as I know even Fresco had the same thing about about making brushes and stuff like that. I feel like that's something that people are going to ask about almost immediately. So if you're building a software, I would recommend let people make their brushes. I like to use, like, most of my stuff is pretty straight line and crisp and clear. So just the straight vector brush works for me, but some of us, when I'm getting into my paints and stuff like that, you want to be able to customize those brushes. Gotta keep that in mind, everybody. It's probably there, just a different approach. Yeah, that's always, it seems like an odd thing to overlook in development. So it is probably there. You just gotta hunt it down, lame. Okay. Ooh la la. I don't know if I want to keep that in there or not. I always like to have the kind of like sketchy lines around and see what kind of life they bring to the piece. There's one thing about doing the like the inking and stuff after, some of that like sketchy life is lost. Excuse me, so dry in here. So that's why I do kind of lots of hierarchy lines and lots of different movement, because I don't want to lose that life there. Oh, okay, you told us. Oh, I should put it on Discord. Okay, hang on 2 seconds. Talks amongst yourselves for a sec. I always forget to do the Discord lately. Lame. Okay, let's just tell people we're together. Pew pew. Oh my gosh, everybody's been streaming. Look at you all go. Where's my last one? Where is she? There it is. Much easier to copy and paste. All right, phew. Thank you for sharing that with her, Penny. I didn't know who was going to be hit with daylight savings time. I didn't know who was back when from the Max adventures. All that kind of chaos. Out shopping's good. So I was off today from work. Planned ahead, and I was like, okay, this will be great because I'll get a lot of stuff done because everybody will be at work. No one was at work. Everybody was out in their universe today. Holy, everywhere I went was chaos. There was people freaking everywhere. I was like, well, I'll try again another day. I got a lot done. It was all good, but I was like, holy cow, where the heck? Why is no one at work? But in all fairness, a lot of stores and stuff here are closed on Mondays. Like, big businesses and things are always working on Monday, but like, a lot of stores are closed. So that's probably what it is. Alrighty. So this is card 41, 42. Yeah, despite all the chaos and like the shop updates and things, once I get these hospital locations set up and I get some Christmas product into the most recent store I've been accepted to, then most of my shops are up to date. And then once I get the few bookmarks organized, then I will be under control. And maybe I will get to enjoy some of the fall before the snow gets here. Oh, it's supposed to be here next week. Oh la la. And I did a coloring event at work last week, so I brought the Halloween coloring pages that we've been working on, which you can still download on Behance, by the way. You have those available to you and for free. And we had a coloring event at lunch at work, and people loved it. They really enjoyed being able to just kind of take a break at work and relax for a few minutes. So that was good to see. So that was a lot of fun to see everybody's reactions and such. Now, okay, so her dress is like a strapless dress that's super red. So wonder if I should. Let's just add a layer here and play around with all brushes. Still getting used to this adjustment of all the brushes being grouped together. Just wondering if we can get kind of a bit of a sleeve in here so we can get some more of the red. Maybe instead of it being low like that, it goes like this maybe. And then maybe not quite that low. Okay, so let's try that instead. Maybe a little bit more up here. Oops. Maybe just clear some of this away here. Yeah, I think that's gonna work better. All right, so back to the vector. Oh dear, let's try that again, because I think we want it to be a whole continuous line here. Boop. No, let's try again. I say I miss some of the sketch lines because like let some of that movement go, but some of the sketch lines are a lot. So some are okay to lose. Okay, so let's see what we can clear out here. Get rid of this and this. No, just that one. And then this. Can I turn this off for a sec? Get rid of, oh, just that. Okay. Okay. I want to put a lot more detail into that necklace, but we'll do that in a little bit. You know what we're going to do now? Change my mind. So I think what we're going to do here, we're in the right layer, yes. RB, did you see anything interesting when you were watching Max this week? I was saying just before you came on that I had lots of appointments and stuff throughout the week, so I wasn't able to watch a lot live, but I'm slowly catching up on the sidelines here. Some things, yes. Okay. Anything jump out at you? I've been playing with the Firefly boards a little bit. There's a lot of that. Too busy to watch it all. Yeah, I hear that. I normally book myself busy so I can watch a lot of it, but past me had different plans. So yeah, I'm hoping to catch up a little bit, and then maybe we can go through some of the stuff that's good on my streams in the future. Not a big on Firefly, that's fair. And text to vector, yeah. I haven't tried the text to vector yet. I want to. I can't find the option, so that's a whole other thing. But I haven't gotten too deep into it, so it's not like I've looked really hard and it's not there. I looked one time and it wasn't there. How do I want to do this? I was watching some of the Illustrator, I think it was the first takes. There's some pretty crazy fun tools on there. Interesting ones I'd like to try and see how they work. But we'll see once we practice a bit how they come together. I was playing around a little bit with Firefly on the weekend. So for those of you who are interested in Firefly, for the month of November, there's unlimited generations, no credits, etc. So if you want to try it, now's your chance. I am playing around a lot with video things because I find like it would use my credits and I didn't really know how to do it or how to write a good prompt or anything. So this is a good place to practice if you are interested. And I am finding that the generation is getting better. Even just going back into some of my older Firefly exports just for this project alone, I had struggles with certain things, and now doing them again just because it's been built up a lot more and fed a lot more, it knows a lot of things. Some new tools, true, but need to find the use for it first. Yeah, for sure. Like I know there's a lot of things like that they introduced across a few software. Like that's cool. I wouldn't use that though. I don't know where I would use that. But there are certain things like limiting your smart guides to the artboard you're working on, which is amazing for me because I find smart guides helpful yet distracting. So I like some of the tools that they're putting on there. Different stuff like that. But yeah, just finding the application for some of them. But for Firefly users, I am finding that like I said, the outputs are a lot better. I was playing around with boards the other night while I was stress watching baseball, and there's a lot of really interesting exports I think that are going to be able to help me, especially in areas where I'm not as well versed. Things like video and animation, etc. All tools I want to learn, but I also do need to sleep at some point. So if there's some of these that can help me with the surrounding part of my artwork, I would love to have that support. So I'm just playing around with it now. So if you are interested in trying it out, now is your chance, because free generations for this whole month. been able to start to limit the smart guides even before. Oh, excellent. Know the whole lesson about it. Well, I missed that one, obviously, because I find smart guides, like I said, helpful yet frustrating. Oh my god. It's Odari. What the heck is happening, bro? Welcome to the stream. How was your Halloween? Etc. Holy cow. He lives. All right. So let's go to this first. Halloween was dope. I like it. Penny says, I'm not used to the new smart guides. Yeah, I haven't really played around. I haven't really been in Illustrator a lot on the past couple days. All my softwares have updated. So I do want to spend some time playing around with them. Hopefully in the next few weeks I can do that. That would be really good. Excellent. It's all good. We're all here when you are ready to be back on the streams, man. Oh my gosh, now Alessandra's here. Woohoo! Welcome to the stream. Everybody's here. The whole family. I likes it. What happened there? Still jet lag, y'all. I'm tired. Yeah, that happens. I'm tired, but not because of jet lag, because of baseball. But luckily, we gained an hour recently, so that's helping. Woohoo! Okay. Doodle fam, of course. Yes, yes. The arts and crafts fan. Like a friend of mine, he was our team lead for a while at work. He'd refer to us, I'm on the illustration team. He'd refer to us as team cut and paste. Team arts and crafts, let's go. Yay! So some of this does look a little weird, but I think it's also gonna be brought together with some of the paper pattern choices that I'm going to make. How was everybody else's Halloween? I forgot I missed that for everybody. I went up to see friends of mine while their kids went trick-or-treating, and it's pretty cool. Like we were saying, it's neat that trick-or-treating's still a thing. That like the whole neighborhood was kids just kind of running from door to door. A lot of the houses were participating, and how it was cool that it was still a event that people participated and do and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that and go see and be part of that. Be part of the candy carrying brigade there. Watch the energy drain out of the kids because they were running from house to house, and then all of a sudden it was like, I'm done, I want to go home. It was a lot of fun. trying to add like enough lines that her experience is showing, but not so many lines that she looks like she's melting. So many sketch lines here. Who put those there? I gotta change this because this is not how one holds a sewing needle at all. So if I have it, I'm doing oh man, Alessandra went to a Halloween party in LA and it was awesome. I bet it was awesome. I bet you those costumes were freaking amazing. They have access to some very talented people. That's awesome. No, not that one, Erin. We'll see how that looks when we take the lines off. Like, we're going to adjust that for sure. Okay. Those are super cute, Penny. Are those your new little guys? I want to see you guys making these really awesome Twitch additions on your streams. I feel like I've missed something. All this... Oh. You take credit for it. I would believe you. Okay. Okay. She's coming together. One hand holding the fabric's kind of weird, but we'll see. We'll see. What I do like about the little bit that I saw about Max is just like how much, like, even if you're not into the tools that are being presented, or you're not into, like, even if you're like not work that's even in your style, there's always some sort of like crazy creativity business happening. A lot of people, like, there's some, like, I was watching some, like, the After Effects stuff, and I don't use After Effects. I was, like, super creatively inspired by the people who were presenting. So it's super fun to see the videos and get some creative ideas. I know I got lots of ideas for just kind of how to help myself with the, like, social media and promotion part of the tarot. Not so much as development. I feel confident in this, although there were some new tools released in Fresco. I haven't watched those sessions yet, so maybe there's some tools that'll help. But generally, just kind of for, like, the social media side of things, and just kind of like all the rest of that kind of stuff that takes up a lot of time. Something that can help me there, I'd really like to find it. I'm working with beta with Fresco, so message me when you have questions. Sweet. I'm still getting used to this brush adjustment that they did. put them all together, which I feel there was reasons, but I only don't like it just because I'm not used to it. We'll see if I still don't like it in a few weeks. The guy who created Fresco was with us in the booth. That's awesome. As long as he's still continuing to support and develop Fresco, then that's great news. Good, Ellie Gamma is much more dangerous. You guys, I tell ya, you're so silly. Penny says, we love Fresco. I hope you told him. Yes, I do hope you told him that. Fresco is my very favorite software right now. How do I want this to work? What is happening? Ah, pickles. Fresco's the best. Funny I say that. I haven't picked up a pencil in months. Oh, so sad. You'll get back to it. I know you can. We miss your streams. You like teased us for a minute. But that's okay. Life happens. We're ready when you are. Oops. Her B suggests going back to the hammer and chisel. There's actually, like, when I was in Cambodia, well back before the pandemic and things, well, like minutes before the pandemic, but you know what I mean. While ago from now, there was like an Artisans of Angkor section where you could go in and see a lot of the people who are making the arts and different art techniques that are being trained and used and developed there. And you could try out some of the techniques. So one of them was like actually like chisel into stone. That was really hard. It was really challenging. I'll bounce back, I'm sure. I'm sure you will. It's like riding a bike. Your brain will find a way. Oh, hello, sleepy man. What's the matter? What's the matter? You come say hi to everybody? I bet Luna's here. You can sit. We'll go for a walk in a minute, okay? Come here. There you go. Look, everybody's here. The whole Doodle family. Look. We're all here to say hi to you. We're just doing beta testing. You're doing beta testing? You silly goose. Everybody says hello, Mojo. That's okay. Sit for me. Thank you. What a goose. Oh la la. So when I was initially trying to find the layout for this card, I was trying to find like really complicated poses, like having her, like something like with her like leg in the air and like doing a spin or something. And then like as I was building the card, I was like, you know what? I think that's too complicated. There's a lot going on in the card. She's still a ballerina whether she's doing something crazy or not. So that's why I went with a more simple pose on this one, because if also like one of her legs is in the air or something like that, it would be really challenging. Like the layout would be tougher to have our lady in the bottom corner, excuse me, like reminiscing while having like the leg in there and like still being able to show what's happening. So this pose shows what's happening. We see a ballerina with her crowd in the back. So I think this does what I need without it being too complicated. So it doesn't always have to be the most complex, especially when you're working at such a small size. Pew, pew, pew. What? Holy cow. 20 to 8 already. That's outrageous. Oh, Dari says, hammer chisel doesn't sound too bad until you're trying to do a whole comic book in it. And then you'd be like, oh my god. Antoine's back. Woohoo! You're fine, Buck. I'm gonna go for a walk in a minute. Holy cow, that was so aggressive. I didn't clean up any of these lines. Amateur. Okay, back up to the ballerina. I've got a few things I like to draw, like a lot of mermaids and sea creatures as you've seen in the past. Just because there's lots of like great visual potential, but I find ballerinas are kind of the same. There's a lot of like really cool potential there. They're so graceful, but like there's so much like juxtaposition you could do. I can make it a little twisty. I'd go into depth on these. I was thinking, I was like, I'm going to go into the ribbon and show like the thickness and have it look like it's wrapping around her leg and have like some density to it. But this is going to be so small. This kind of just in line with the leg is going to be fine. Alessandra is asking when Odari's going to stream again. The question of the hour. Odari says, I have no idea. I will make it a big thing when I come back. Perfect. Like I said, we're all here whenever you're ready. Don't rush. Hey, Mojo. Don't be sad. We're live streaming. It's exciting. Oh, goodness me. I'm going to clean up any of this mess. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Oh man, RB just said Dan's pushing me to come back to streaming Illustrator. You should do it. Then we can all watch your stream too. That would be awesome. Now, is this... I'm going to clean up all those lines, but I'm going to wait to make sure for sure she's where I want her. Penny says, do it, RB. I also say, do it, RB. Do it. Yeah, I think she's where... I would have to watch my own stream, more boring. No, you just make the stream. And then move along. I don't watch my streams. Although I do go back to the fun ones. So, like a lot of the collab streams are a lot of fun, which is super cool. Which I'm going to be getting back to soon. So, big excitement. I was going to tell us at the end of the stream, but I'm going to tell it now because it came up. Next week's live stream for me is going to be a special time during the day from 11 to 1 because Miss Jane is back with me next week. So the lady Jane and I are going to be streaming together next week in the middle of the day. I'm off for the day, and her and I are going to be streaming together. And then I think I'm going to take December off. But if anybody else wants to come back as a collab or wants to work as another dual stream or anything like that, just send me a quick message, because I'm going to start setting things up in maybe, I don't want to say January, February, but maybe maybe we'll start March, April. We'll start in the spring or something like that. Jane's going to be streaming with me. She's been doing a lot of really great streaming lately. I've been able to catch a few of them. She's doing like 100-day drawing challenge, and it's been streaming it. So it's going to be really good. So if anybody wants to come back and visit and do a collab stream with me, you're welcome to do it. I think we're going to probably set something up for the spring and things like that to give ourselves some time for the holidays and all that kind of madness. Yes, Jane Bradbury. Thank you. I just assume. I was like, just Jane. Jane Bradbury. Thank you so much, Penny. I'm sorry. I made a lot of assumptions with that statement there. All good. Woo-hoo. What is the matter, cranky guy? This is a grumpy guy. Oh my goodness. I will visit and try to remember to message you about collab. Woohoo! Thank you, Penny. And yes. Yeah, I'll probably, if people are, I know it's a busy time of year. Everybody's kind of, crazed right now. But this is absolutely not what I want. But maybe I'll send out a call in the new year if I don't hear from people. And we'll see who wants to do fun streams together. Oops. But yeah, Jane was trying to get back into streaming, and I contacted her about a collab. I don't like anything about this, so we're going to try again. And so I talked to her about it, but then she got into her 100-day challenge thing. So I think she was in a bit of a creative moment. And then we worked together, and we're going to collaborate next Monday. So it won't be my normal time next week, but it's going to be awesome. Why can't I draw a moon? I was Sassy Cat with a pink tutu for Halloween. That's hilarious. I was Cool Aunt Erin, who brought Mojo trick-or-treating. That's what I was this year. It's going to be from 11 to 1. So I won't be streaming at my normal time next week, just because we're trying to meet in the middle for Jane's, for the time zones. I don't want her to have to be up too late, and I don't really want to get up really early on my day off. So we're going to meet in the middle, and I don't know what we're going to be doing yet. I think we'll probably just both be creating on our own stuffs, but we're going to work, be streaming together next week. So I'll be on my stories next week. I'm also going to do a official launch post. I think it's tomorrow or the next day, and we will get that posted and everybody can find it. And then if you miss it, it'll be still on YouTube afterwards. Oh, Alessandra got there a little too quick. We're going to be posting about it. It's all going to be on the Instas and the Facebooks. So we have this kind of this crowd in front of this ballerina watching her beautiful performance. And then they kind of shift into little just kind of hints of circles, heads, and then they're going to morph into stars. It's going to be awesome if it comes out the way it is in my head. Not always the case. But I have confidence in this because I know the tool I'm going to use. I'm confident. be on the socials. Pew, pew. Everybody's very excited. Brit says sweet and yes. Woo, Jane Bradbury. Excuse me, Mojo. What's the matter? We're almost done, buddy. Such a faceless crowd. Yeah, I'm not going to put too much detail on these guys because they're so far back at this size. And then I'm going to be printing it at this size. So you're going to have to wait. Alessandra says, I'm going to lurk and finish this food shopping. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for tuning in, Alessandra. Keep watching on the socials to find out when we'll be on next. Woohoo! There it is. Why is Mojo so sad guy? Soggy doggy. No, leave them be. Oh no. Okay, we're almost done. So once we get this done. This will be balanced out with stars. Don't know how I'm going to treat those yet on the... No. All right, so let's turn the crowd off and the ballerina sketch off. All right, there we go. So I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes. Let me ponder on it. Let me take a look, see what's going on, and see, make sure I don't want to adjust anything, and then I'll start cleaning up all the lines. Excuse me, and then put in like some hierarchy and start building the usual processes. I don't know what's going to be stained glass on this. Maybe her dress, because it's going to be the red. And I really like the red, how it pops into the stained glass colors and things. So we're going to take a look at that. But I'm going to start following the normal processes there. For those of you who were, who missed the first few minutes, we finished the card. I finished the card that we were working on last week. What's the matter? So tense. And I'm obsessed with it. I was saying I think that this is probably going to be a lot. We're going to see a lot of this one. It's going to be like a book, like a good book cover, things like that, depending how other cards turn out. But I'm really happy with this one. I think like even though in like the build and what this specifically is, it's specifically 2 characters. In the grand scheme overall, I think that this one could apply to a lot of different people. So I think at this, I really like this one. Odari says, nice. It's beautiful. Thank you. RB says, excellent. Thank you so much. I'm very stoked with this one. I actually like opened my Fresco the other day and was like, what is that? Oh, I did that. That's super cool. I'm really happy with that one. And then I'm working on this one. This one's mid-process. She's not done. But I think the lovely stream viewers have been watching me do shading enough. So I thought I'd do something different this week. This is the ticket booth. This one I sat on for a long time. I wanted to do it next for like a few months, but I was always kind of not able to get the right visualization for it. Like I wanted to show the ticket booth and like kind of that guy in the background there. I wanted to show all that detail, but I wanted that kind of like, here's your ticket hand. But I couldn't show the booth and the hand there and it being like passing out without like the hand being like really tiny in my head and passing the ticket out, and it just kind of like seemed really weird detail. So I twisted around in my head and I was like, well, what if we showed it from the inside? So that's where the kind of like, here's your ticket comes from. We see our lovely lady who's going to take the ticket, and then you can see another ticket booth in the back where the lineup is. So this one has it has everything I wanted. It just a further kind of case for trying to twist the perspective and kind of see how it would work. Like it wasn't working the way I was thinking of it. And I don't know what happened or where it twisted. I was on my way to work. And I'm like, okay, I've got to do this card. I've got to do this card. How am I going to do it? And I just like, well, what if we did it from the inside instead of the outside? Because some of these circuses, this is a very busy circus, is probably going to have 2 ticket booths. So this is still a work in progress. Still lots of shadows have to go in here. A lot of shading, lights, all that kind of stuff have to go here. But I thought it's a lot of trial and error at this point. So that's why we went and did with our line art. For the next card, we're getting there, guys. We're making some good progress. Also for, it's too bad Alessandra's lurking now. Hopefully she can hear. For the Vector super collaboration, this week is the King of Hearts. So sorry, we already did the King of Diamonds. That was Penny. The King of Hearts, and that's the one that Alessandra and I worked on together. So that one's available to download on Behance right now. I'm going to be posting on social media either early tonight or early tomorrow. I have a lot to post about this week, and I'm getting so overwhelmed with what I have to post that I'm afraid I'm just not going to post it all. So I will post about Alessandra's card. It's going to be available. It's available right now on Behance to download that coloring page for free. But I'll be posting about it this week. What else? And then, as I mentioned last week, sorry, I'm starting to scramble. As I mentioned for next week stream, I'm going to be doing it earlier in the day. There'll be a few posts about that, so don't worry about missing it. But the lady Jan Bradbury and I are going to stream together. I think we'll probably just both be working on our own things, but who knows? We'll see what it comes by. But that'll be a 2-hour stream in the middle of the day next Monday. I think that's it. I think that's all I got for now. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. Antoine and Penny, thank you so much for kicking us off. RB, Alessandra, and Odari, so great to see you. We hope that you'll be back soon. Don't rush yourself though. It's always happy to see a friendly face, another friendly face on the live stream. So thanks for tuning in, and keep following the socials. There's a lot happening, so I'm going to try and keep you all up to date. I hope you're all having a great start to your week, and I will catch you next Monday. Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.